Hello to my beautiful collectives out there. Welcome to my channel. Hello to my beautiful collectives out there. Welcome to my channel, Astro Cheryl. And this is your monthly forecast for April 2026. Okay, there's a lot happening here in Aries. So keep your head on. A lot of heat is happening out here. Okay, so we're going to start with the full moon in Libra, which is opposite of Aries. And it's called the pink moon. It'll be at 12 degrees of Libra, and it will be Pacific Standard Time, 7:11 p.m. Okay? This is fiery cardinal energy, leadership energy, initiation energy. Okay, the energy is hot, forward moving, and aggressive. So beware. Okay, you may feel the heat already. The month starts out with the sun in Aries and Mars meeting Neptune and Saturn in Aries this month as well. Okay, the new moon on the 17th is 27 degrees of Aries at 4:51 a.m. and it forms a powerful stellium. And this is just a parade of planets in the sign of Aries, somewhere in one of your houses. Just depend on where the rising sign is for you. Okay, so we have Neptune, Mercury, Mars, and Saturn, the Sun, Moon, and the wounded healer, Chiron, in Aries as well, conjuncting Aries. So there's a lot to unpack here in your chart, but just note that there is an area of concentrated energy somewhere in your chart in one of the houses. And where that is for you is going to be that intense city. Okay, the energy is intense. You could have arguments about different things depending on where it is, because Aries and Mars, okay, they take action first and think later. Okay, so they can be impulsive. So just beware of any impulsivity that you may have. Try to think about it before you know, put it out there, because during this time, what you put out, you can't take back. That's the thing. But this is all about growth, okay? Maturity, all right? So just so you know, this is happening for you and not just to you, okay? And we all are experiencing this simultaneously. It just depends on where this stellium is in your chart, okay? So let's get going and talk about the rising signs and where this stellium is going to be in your chart, all right? See you on the other side. Okay. Hello to my beautiful Capricorn risings out there. Welcome to my channel, Astro Cheryl. Okay, I've started to have some technical difficulties, so I had to check. So excuse my my movement approach. But anyway, we're going to move on into your forecast. I am Astro Cheryl, and this is your forecast for April 2026. I don't know what's going on. I got distracted because I can see outdoors, and there were some birds that were creating activity, and I normally know the birds that come through, but today were some different ones, and I was just like shocked and surprised. However, we'll just keep moving forward here. On the 1st of April, We start out with a full moon in Libra, and it's squaring Jupiter in Cancer. And this is happening in your 10th house of public reputation and your 7th house of one on one relationships. We also have a stellium of planets that are going to be occurring at the new moon in the sign of Aries. So this will be a lot of intense energy happening in your house where Aries will be residing, which is more than likely your, I think it's going to be in your fourth house. Let me just check real quick before. Yeah, it's going to be happening in your fourth house, so your home in your private life is going to take some intense scrutiny with this Aries energy and this stellium that is going to be happening for you. So, with that being said, all of the planets are moving in forward motion. So, that means that things are going to be speeding up in those areas of life. Okay? So on the 1st of April, we have a full moon in Libra, and this is squaring, and a square is about tension, push and pull. And, with the tension, it's like it's got to give somewhere, so let's grow, okay? Take the higher road. And it's going to be squaring Jupiter in Cancer. So the moon is going to be in your 10th house of public reputation, your career, authority figures, people you work with, who work for you, if that's part of it. And your 7th house is where Jupiter in Cancer will be. And this is about your one on one relationships, your partnerships, your business partners, legal contracts, open enemies, your family and friends as well. So there is a square. That tension is between your 10th and your 7th house. Okay, so you may experience a situation where your work demands public image or leadership choices clash with your relationship expectations or emotional needs. Okay, the relationship issues may feel a bit bigger, more protective. No, more protective or more insistent than usual. They may feel pulled between keeping things polite and balanced publicly and addressing your emotional truths privately. You may overpromise, overextend yourself by trying to please both your audience and your partner at the same time. Okay? So there's that tension, with your career space and your relationships. On the 3rd, we have Venus in Taurus. And Venus is loving, caring, and Taurus is money focused, stable, take things a step at a time, methodical. And it's going to be squaring Pluto, powerful, tower moment type of energy, power and control struggles. And Aquarius is about the collective, freedom loving, power to the people, being authentic. And let's see, this is happening in your 5th house and your 2nd house. Your 5th house is about your creativity, it's the house of joy, risk taking, romance, children are also in this house, in your hobbies. And then the Pluto in Aquarius is in your 2nd house of finance, your values, your self-worth, the possessions. And it could be, shared resources as well. So you may feel torn between indulgent fun and compulsive need to overhaul your possessions, your income, or values. Your relationships may intensify with jealousy or control issues showing up, urging you to be authentic rather than sitting in your comfort zone. Okay, so let's see. We have on the 5th, we have the Sun in Aries square Jupiter in Cancer. And the Sun in Aries is going to be in your 4th house. Yes. And your 4th house is about your family, your home, your physical place of residence, your property, your ancestry, your heritage, it's your private life. And your 7th house is about your one-on-one relationships, business partners, partnerships, open enemies, and your family as well. And this is a square, and again, squares create tension, so it's meant for growth, okay? What's going to give, all right? So you may have arguments about where to live, family involvement in your relationships, or how much time you give to your home versus your partner. Okay, your feeling may be torn between staying safe in your familiar emotional world and taking a bigger risk in love or business partnerships. So, creating some type of balance is where this is going here. So on the 9th, we have Mars moving into Aries into your 4th house. So Mars make you more defensive, protective, and impatient here. All right. You may be more motivated to clean the house, organize things, repair what's broken, or handle property related decisions such as buying, selling, or renting. Okay? There is the possibility for arguments, power struggles, or clashes with family members. On the 12th, we have Mars in Aries conjunct Neptune, and this is happening in your 4th house. Now, Neptune is dreaming, blurs your vision, is foggy, so things are not clear. However, Neptune is also a very creative energy. It affects the voice, people who sing can have Neptune there. It's instrumental, so people who play instruments could have Neptune activated in their chart as well. But Neptune is boundless and it's deeply spiritual. So, sometimes when we haven't connect with our deepest part of who we are, then, Neptune can, make things unclear. So that's where we are with Neptune in your 4th house. Okay, so you may experience emotional confusion or anxiety. You may feel drained, anxious, or lost in family or home related matters. Check your boundaries. Illusions or secrecy may surface. So you may experience misunderstandings, hidden tensions, or people may not be completely honest about issues within the family. So just be aware of that, and just know that the illusion is Neptune here. So let's see. On the 15th, we have Mercury in Aries, and that's happening in your 4th house as well. and this is a good time for planning home improvements. Mercury is, the planet of communication, so it's bringing clarity because it's moving forward. Organizing your space or researching property. Family talks can bring clarity to lingering issues, fostering stronger emotional security here. So on the 16th, we have Mars in Aries conjunct Saturn. Now, this is happening in your fourth house. Saturn is the taskmaster, the timekeeper. He puts constraints on things, he limits things, he delays things, and he's also creates, fear and uncertainty in our lives as well. So during this time, you may have to handle issues with housing, property repairs, inheritance, or tense family interactions. You may have suppressed anger, fear of vulnerability is possible, or feelings that you have to be strong emotionally may crop up. Stress may cause you to withdraw, control others, or become unusually strict or demanding at home. Okay? So on the 17th, this is where things start to activate at this new moon in Aries at 4:51 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time in your fourth house. Okay? We have the stellium that is going to be activated then, which is Neptune, Mercury, Mars, and Saturn in Aries in your fourth house. So with the new moon, this is a good time for family projects, emotional healing, or setting intentions around your living space and your heritage. Breaking old patterns, fostering inner security through quick, decisive steps such as decluttering or boundary setting is all possible. Okay, so on the 20th, we have relief because the sun moves into Taurus. Okay, and Venus is also in the sign of Taurus, which is her sign, and Venus is loving, caring, relaxing, whereas this Aries intense energy is what it is, intense. Okay, so we get some relief here around the 20th. And this is happening in your fifth house, which is good. The house of joy makes you happy. Your hobbies, your creativity, romance, children, risk taking, and, the child within you. So this aspect may have you feeling inspired to paint, write, perform, or throw yourself into a hobby just for fun. You may feel like showing more love or being more sensual, steady, and affectionate with a focus on comfort and enjoyment. Now, see, that is so much more relaxing than it is to be talking about Aries and, having all of these interactions for the month. Okay, so on the 23rd, we have Venus and Taurus conjunct Uranus, and this is happening in your fifth house. You may feel someone unexpectedly feel a sudden spark or attraction. That's Uranus. Uranus is it's electrifying, and things out of the blue, unexpected things happen in just like split fast second, like a shock. So you don't even know it's coming. And this could be for gain or for loss, good or for bad, but it's here to change us for the better. So you may meet someone unexpectedly, feel a sudden spark or attraction, or experience a shakeup in an existing romance, such as breakthroughs, breakups, or sudden commitments. Your relationships may feel more experimental or unconventional for a bit. New meeting styles, flirting online, or trying non traditional dynamics are possible here. Okay, on the 25th, there are two things I'm going to talk about before we end your forecast for the month. On the 25th, the Sun in Taurus is squaring Pluto in Aquarius. So the Sun in Taurus and Venus in Taurus are both in your fifth house of joy, okay? And Pluto in Aquarius is in your second house of finances, your self worth, your values, your possessions. And we've already talked about the power and control issues of Pluto and, the freedom loving Aquarius energy as well. So you may experience power struggles in love or creative projects where money, control, or differing values are at stake. You may be pushed to stop wasting time or resources on relationships, hobbies, or investments that no longer align with your evolving values. You may experience a crisis in your job with debts or investments that force you to rebuild on more honest, long-term foundations. All right, so we have Uranus moving into Gemini, and this is happening in your sixth house of health, daily routine, your work, your type of work, the people you work with. Being of service is also a part of this. Service animals are also a part of this. Now, Uranus is going to be here for the next 7 years here, if I'm not mistaken. I should have looked it up before saying this, but I didn't. So we'll just go with that for now. And if you want to know for yourself, you can look it up. All right. So here we're going to start a fitness program utilizing the latest technology, freelance for flexibility, or automate your routine using apps. Okay, this is part of the freedom, forward thinking energy of Uranus. Okay, it's more technological. This liberates you from outdated systems, fostering inventive self-care and efficient workflow. Workplace surprises may cause stress-related health issues such as sudden firing or erratic schedules that spike anxiety. So, be on the lookout because Uranus is going to be in your sixth house for a while. And if you find that things are not really working out for you the way you think it should, then maybe you need to start, looking. Capricorn Rising, I know you're kind of, you ground into things and you just go with it until you can get through it. But sometimes it might be necessary to look at other options. Just saying. Okay? So, Capricorn Rising, this is your forecast for April 2026. And until next time, bye for now.